Okay, we just wrapped up the Security Configuration Manager for the Prolexic suite. Now we're going to go into the Network Cloud Firewall dashboard. Now there's two ways that you can find what the settings are of the Network Cloud Firewall. We're also going to be embedding new links in the side menu under the Security Center for the Network Cloud Firewall. That is coming. But right now there's two ways that you can access the Network Cloud Firewall. Within the security configuration for Prolexic, you can actually click on editable ACL rules, which will take you to the interface for that instance. So I'll just go ahead and do that now. Or you can directly just type in after the apps URI, you can type in Network Cloud Firewall and it'll automatically direct you to that interface. Now, one thing I'm going to show you before we dig into this is kind of how we're able to take what was existing in the analytics dashboard and show you how it applies to the Network Cloud Firewall configuration. So in the previous recording, you'll see that under the routed map view, so you go to Security Center, you go to Dashboard to Routed Map, and you go over here to Mitigations, you close the incident response, and you go to Managed Services ACLs. You'll see that there's a block inbound NTP, and you'll see that there's specific rules defined to block that. So how do I find those rules in my Network Cloud Firewall? That's a common ask by our customers. Again, because we are kind of working on migrating customers out of this mitigation component and moving it into Network Cloud Firewall. So we're going to be doing some UI and UX refreshes, but basically the Network Cloud Firewall under the Managed Services section is where you would see that rule. So there it is right there, deny UDP on the Telnet source port going to that destination. And it's also applied for all Scrubbing Center locations against that policy domain. Now, a quick thing to remember about the Network Cloud Firewall configuration is that there is an order of operations. So under the tech docs, in the Cloud Firewall URL, there is a consideration of order of operations. This is important to remember because this is how the packet would flow through the different chained firewalls. Now, this is a stateless firewall. This is not stateful. It is based on a full 5-tuple response. So source IP, source port, protocol, dest IP, dest port, and we have different functionality like lists or aggregated lists. We also have the ability to do geo-blocking and ASN filtering. So there's going to be more controls that will eventually be rolled out into the Network Cloud Firewall feature functionality, and this is currently available today. So the order of operations mean universal rules. This is managed by our network security operations and platform team. These rules will never be exposed in the portal for you. This is how Akamai protects Akamai's platform. The next order of operations, the next chain firewall, will be the trust and block lists by IP. So let's go reference that in the Network Cloud Firewall. You'll see that as the first firewall in the chain of operations is the block and trust list. Now these are implicit permits and implicit denies. So if you build a trust list that says trust all these source IPs to any destination, that means that only those trusted sources are going to be talking to those destinations. Nothing else will. So if you permit, you say entrustedly trust it, everything is implicitly denied after that. So you have to be very careful of how you use trust lists. Now, block lists are somewhat more of a negative model, where I build a small list of source IPs and I want to block these to specific destinations. Then that means that only those denied sources will be blocked going to those destinations. Everything else will be permitted.